6. Time for Tharp World. Time for inspiration. Time for fun. Is it running? Hi everybody, I'm Allison Tharp and this is Tharp World. This is a very special episode of Tharp World. This is our 10th episode. 10 weeks of fun and printmaking and weirdness. So we're celebrating with the same theme as last week because, okay viewers, here's the deal, viewers. Have you ever been obsessed with a person, place, or thing? I have. And my current obsession is my favorite drag queen, Peaches Christ. You saw me create portraits of Peaches Christ last week, and that's what you're going to see me do this week. This is going to be even better because I have painstakingly cut out tiny squares of paper so that I can create a perfect pattern for her beautiful little button-down dress. She's going to be on the phone today, 2 different color wigs, a powder blue old lady wig, and a beautiful blonde wig. So 2 more prints. I'm going to work really fast. I already started one of them so that I could complete 2 prints for you guys. And so that's just what we're going to do. We're going to do Peaches Christ, favorite drag queen, find out everything you can about Peaches. I know I have. I am completely obsessed with her. I love her work. She's really inspiring to me. So all artists and writers and creative people out there, find a person to become obsessed with and just, stalk them on the internet as much as you can. I highly recommend that. It's not healthy, but it does help with creativity. Not all creative practices are considered sane or healthy, but we do what we have to do. So I've mixed together some ink and some burnt plate oil. I'm going to show you guys in case you are some printmakers out there. Really sticky. This is etching ink. I like to use etching ink. It's not customary, I don't think, to use it for this purpose, but I like it because it's so saturated. It's really, really black. It's very, very sticky, so I have to water it down a lot with burnt plate oil and some of this, which is like a tack reducer, mixed together, because otherwise the stuff is really, really, really sticky. So I've already started a picture of Peaches right now. I don't know if you can see this, but I'll scoot it over a little bit. She's on the phone. She has no wig on, and can you see it? She's got no wig on yet. I don't know who she's talking to, but her dress is going to be checkered with purple. Let me show you. This is kind of like on a cooking show where they pre-cut all of the parsley and onions. So we have patterns for her dresses. We're going to make 2 dresses today. One is going to be the purple, pink, and green checkers, and the other one is going to be more of a confetti checkered pattern. And you can tell how excited I am. So just between you and I, dear viewer, I like to create all kinds of makeup patterns that aren't necessarily ones that you would see. And so I have not working off a picture today, so I'm just going to sort of freestyle with some eyeshadows. You can see my tissue papers. These are great because they're translucent when you print them. Got blue and we got pink, and this is for her lipstick. This is a nice shiny, just kind of like a cheaper tissue paper. Actually, with this process, what was called shin collé, where we go ahead and stick these papers onto the print when we do the ink prints right through it. And the cheaper the paper, the better, because you can see it sticks more easily, it prints right through, and it creates a really interesting effect, especially with this this is origami paper. It's a little thicker, and you get really bright colors with this stuff. So let's just go ahead and start. Let's just start. So here she is. I've already begun so that we can go a little bit quicker. Last week we did portraits of Peaches, really big ones of her face. And maybe I'll even take you guys into my studio today and show you some other portraits I've done of her after I complete this one. So she's on the phone. This is going to be, I'm just going to go ahead and, let's see. I have a couple different size brushes. I'm going to go ahead and work with 2 different sizes. This show has really, really helped me work faster because in 2 hours creating 2 of these prints, it used to take me at least an hour to make one of them, if not longer, when I was first getting this technique down. So now we just if there's something a little off, we just sort of roll with it. And sometimes those mistakes turn into the best parts of the print. I got a new kind of paper. It's a little thinner. I don't know if it's going to tear. I really hope it doesn't, but it might. That's part of the process too. We don't know what's going to happen. So she's wearing this really cute kind of collared dress. It looks kind of like it's from the 50s. I love this picture. I saw it on Instagram. I don't have it in front of me because I kind of want to interpret it sort of the way I remember it. But it was really cute. It was like a button-down little 1950s dress. I was really jealous because I wanted it. But that's okay. This is the next best thing. Sometimes I start Tharp World with a little bit of warm-up, like drawing exercises in the bad drawing book. Maybe some of you guys have seen me do that. I just have a sketchbook to get started with any art project, and it's everything that goes in the bad drawing book is just the ugliest drawings I could draw, like the absolute worst things I can think of, because that helps get past the inner critic and perfectionism and really helps the flow. But today I didn't do that because I wanted to make sure to get these 2 prints made on our 10th episode. Because the before and afters with these are so much fun. We don't really know how they're going to come out. So let's give her some nice fake nails. Nice, huge, fake, beautiful drag queen nails. Peaches is the best. She's just wonderful. So find a muse, you guys. Look at those things. Oh my goodness. And I think in the picture she had this giant ring too. So we're just gonna add that. Right, let me see. I'm gonna take a little bit of this. You can use these Q-tips to kind of, and we'll be doing this on the second print we do, which will be very much like this one, except we'll be removing a lot of ink. The second one is going to have its template, which is this, already on there. Okay, that's looking good. And now her wig in the picture was really curly. I think it was brunette. But it was just so cool. It was like little ringlets. And I think this first one we'll do, what do you guys think? Do you want to see the blonde wig first or the old lady blue wig? You know, I think I'm going to do the blonde one first and save the old lady blue wig for after. Can you believe 10 episodes of Tharp World has already come and gone? Can you believe that? It seems like we just had this idea a few weeks ago to start a TV show here at the Compound Gallery. And I remember Matt and Lena asking me if I wanted to do or asking, like everybody here, if they wanted to do something, you know, with the live internet station that we have. And I couldn't wait because I've always wanted to have my own cable access show. So this was kind of like the happiest, most wonderful thing that could have ever happened, because I have not been so excited to do anything, any other project, as much as I am to do Tharp World. It's so fun for me. So tell everyone you know that Tharp World is happening every Wednesday at 6, except sometimes it isn't. Like next 2 weeks I have social obligations. I do have a life, you guys. I have a potluck and I also have a concert I'm going to. So there won't be Tharp World for the next 2 weeks, but you can watch the reruns on YouTube if you're jonesing. You just can't get through the night. Don't worry. They're all on YouTube and they're there for you. When you're frightened or uninspired and you just really need a little bit of inspiration and company, turn to Tharp. We can help you out. You're going to be okay. It's all going to be fine. So tell everybody that you know. I think maybe, you know, we can try to start a cult. But that's, I mean, I'm getting ahead of myself. Just watch. For now, we're just trying to get more than 3 viewers at a time. So just tell your friends. And get out your bad drawing books. Oh my gosh, I love this hair. Don't you guys love this hair? I want hair like this. So yeah, it's been the best. Tharp World's been the best. And I so appreciate everybody for watching. And if you like any of the work that I made here on the show, you can come by the Compound Gallery. It's all for sale. And it's pretty inexpensive because it didn't take very long to make. And then you can own something that was on TV. And you can just give it as a gift. A gift to yourself. The best gift you can give to yourself, actually. come by the Compound Gallery this Saturday. We have a very, 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 very special event happening. A very special person showing. It's going to be so much fun. Every Saturday of the month, right? Is it first Saturday you guys do the shows? No? Oh, no, I was wrong. But sometimes there's exciting things happening at the compound, so you should just come by anyway. It seems to me like they happen all the time, but then time is also kind of blurry for me. Oh, this is going beautifully. And the funnest part is adding the color. Which we will do. Okay. Oh, this is going really well. This is going really quickly, so I think we are going to be able to do 2 prints out of this hour. Okay. Oh yes, and the telephone cord. Okay. All right, that looks good. Okay, now we have our colorful squares, as I showed before, already chopped up, like ready to go. So we are just going to have fun putting these. Oh my gosh, okay, it's going to be tricky because we're going to have to go in like a pattern because they're going to be flipped over, so I'm going to have to, okay, so here's pink, purple. They're going to be kind of random, I think. Yeah, it's just going to be sort of. There we go. So we don't know what we're going to get. They're going to be kind of random checkered. Oh, but this is going to be so cute, you guys. I'm already so excited about this. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of place them right on top, because remember, the ink prints right through. So we won't have to worry about making it perfect, because with this process, we get our results either way. Okay. Spring. It'll be easier with the confetti ones because they're already random. Purple. Oh, I knew that was 2 of them. I could feel it. Oh, well, we did. Okay. And then here. Pink. Green. Oh. It's good where there's already some ink because it sticks right to it. There we go. already tell this is going to be so pretty. And so with these pieces of paper, we're going to stick them to the other paper with wheat paste. Whoops. Because the paper that I just soaked before the show started is hanging out over by the press, ready to go. Okay. I kind of like when it's really random too. There's something about working really fast and just not really knowing how it's going to turn out that's pretty fun for me. I like that part of art making personally. I don't like to plan things too much. I kind of like the mistakes. I like the randomness and the accidents. Because then then you can go in and kind of really work those pieces with more detail, and that's fun to kind of add that meticulous detail with the accidents. Beautiful textures you can create that way, and real interesting moods. You can see this is fitting her dress. A little bit more here. Okay. Oh, let's do a couple more up here. Sometimes it's hard to tell where, because it's so big, like where the piece starts and stops. Have to stand back a little bit. It would be really fun to put like a DVD collection together of the Tharp World episodes. I think that would be really fun. And then everybody that I know would get it as a Christmas gift. Doesn't that sound great, you guys? So thoughtful, huh? I'm already thinking of you. Because I cut all these tiny pieces of paper out, I think I deserve a gold star. Because it was so difficult. Just kidding. It was fun. Look at the details. Oh my goodness. Okay. All right, good. Okay, that's good. Now, let's put the telephone. Yes. Hello. Hello? Who is this? Who is this? Okay. Oh yes. Don't forget. Don't overlap. If you overlap, it's bad. There. Eyeshadows. Right? Yes. Let's add a little pink for her. No, you know what? Let's do the pink as the blush. Let's do purple for her eyeshadow. Like here. Oops. Okay, now her blush will be here. We're going to do 2 colors of blush, because every woman knows to accentuate the cheekbones, we go a little darker up top and a little lighter underneath. Or maybe it's the other way around. Something like that. I think drag queens know best. In fact, I know they do. Okay. And now for her lipstick. Oops, I want the shiny side up, so I'm going to put it like that. This is glitter tissue paper too, so that's fun. And now the wig. Actually, do you guys think we should do, you know what? I think we should do a little something with her bracelet. I'm going to put a little bit of these on there. Just a little bit of color on her bracelet. Do you think we should do anything for her nails? Maybe we'll just leave them black. Okay, so we're going blonde. We wanted to do that. And I'm thinking, I don't want any hard lines, so I'm going to tear the paper and kind of like roundish and take all of the hard lines away. Oops, oh well. I was going to do the shiny side, but that's okay. We'll do this side shiny. So we're just going to lay these right on top. Right on top. Don't want to take any of it off the side of the paper because it will peel right off, so we don't want that. So everything. Oh, there's a hard line, but you know what? It's okay. Let's leave it. It might actually end up looking pretty cool. This is going to be really awesome, you guys. I'm excited for this. I always get nervous when these pieces are look like they're going to be, because when I move this, I'm really scared that all of this is going to fly off. So I'm just going to really be praying that it doesn't, because that would really be horrible because it's live. There's something really scary about doing art live when you know people are watching, and then the world just might end if something goes wrong and everyone will cry, because their happiness is completely contingent on whether or not these projects work. That's not true. Everything will be fine. Okay. So let's see. I have to get all the way over to that press with this piece. So I'm going to kind of move some of this stuff aside. This is going to sit in there. Oh, one more thing. There's a fan back there. There's a dude over here. I'm not going to say who it is. It's a guy. He's a fan of peaches in back here. So please just let me have my time, my process. Don't ask. It just has to be that way. Sometimes you just have to have things be weird, and you don't need to explain it. So the wheat paste is going to make sure that all these little pieces stick to the wet paper when it goes through the printing press. This is the most complicated Shinkolé piece I've ever done. Not just on the show, but ever. There's more little pieces of paper on this print than I've ever done before. And so isn't that exciting, you guys? Isn't that fun? We just keep making it more and more suspenseful. I don't know what's going to happen in the future of Tharp World, what kind of other suspenseful activities we'll be engaged in, or other projects, but stick with me, we've only just begun. Episode 10 already. And you are welcome to write and interact. There's a feature on the site where you can chat, and I sometimes will get the messages. They are written down for me and held up so that I can see them. And sometimes I can even read them. And I may answer some questions for you, or I may just talk to you, or tell you a joke, or you can tell me a joke. But that option is available on our site, so that's great. And it's something I don't know if a lot of people know about, but if you're interested in that, please utilize that feature. Okay, this looks pretty intense. This wheat paste is going to help hold these pieces down too, and fortunately the ink helps it stick. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let's just hope everything goes well. Let's put a little more. Not like it's going to make much of a difference, I don't know, maybe I'm just procrastinating trying to get the thing over there. Okay, enough. Just a little more. I feel like this is good enough. More is better, you guys. More wheat paste. Okay, everyone pray all at the same time. Everybody pray. Look, it's going well. Go slow. Okay. Everything got quiet too. Alright, now I'm going to spray down my paper with a little water. Look at how complicated this is. Wow. So right now I'm just getting this, I'm re-wetting this paper. I already soaked it, but it dried a little bit, so. This paper is not as heavy as the last one I used. It's a little cheaper and I think it's going to work. It's not necessary that it be really, really heavy paper. This is 90-pound watercolor paper. It's Arches. Arches 90-pound watercolor paper. It's cold pressed. I feel like the cold pressed paper helps the chincolle to kind of get into the grooves of the paper a bit. I think it works a little bit better. It's really good. Wet enough? And all of it is experimentation. I've used paper that totally falls apart, and then I've used paper that was a little too expensive, and I don't think it was necessary to use paper that was that nice or that heavy for this particular process. So. Okay, this paper is. Oh my goodness, this is just so suspenseful. Oh my god, this is crazy. Okay, let's all cross our fingers as I lay this paper atop this delicate, delicate process. I'm going to lean over the page. I'm going to kiss it to God, as they said in beauty school. When a comb fell on the ground. I don't know why I thought of that, but. Okay. And now the paper that I use under this plexiglass will be my top sheet. To prevent the blankets from getting inky if it kind of squishes through. We don't want to ruin the blankets or make a big mess, because other people do use these blankets. It's not just my printing press, though you may think that this is where I live or that I own this place. I don't. I share it. Sharing is caring. Be mindful, everyone. Be thoughtful. And be neat as much as you can. Okay, so. Once you start rolling, don't stop or you'll get lines in the paper. Keep going. I think perhaps at the end of the month I will do an even larger print, because we do have a piece of plexiglass that's even bigger than this, and I can do a really, really big one. So I think I will. It gives me a couple weeks to prepare an idea. Okay. take our top. Oh my God, I think it worked. It did work. Oh, I can see that it did print. It did work. What do you think? What do you think, you guys? It's pretty exciting, huh? This is pretty cool. It's pretty colorful. I think she would like it. I think Peaches would be proud. That is probably the most exciting portrait that I've done so far, definitely the most colorful of her. Let me hold it up higher. So blonde. She's so fabulous and so blonde. Let's do another one in a blue wig with a confetti patterned dress. Oh, I love it. So let's put her over here to dry. Oh, and don't forget her fan. Look at that dude. He's excited too. I don't even know who that guy is, but I saw a picture of him in the magazine and I knew I had to cut him out and put him in there. I love how the phone totally matches her hair. Oh, wow. That looks really awesome. This actually turned out really well too. Everything seems to have stuck okay. Wow, it looks really exciting. And the ink is good consistency. Okay. All right, let's do another one. So we have our plexiglass that already has the template on there. So what I can do now is add a little more ink, take some ink away, and really change the print. I think this time I'm going to add some more black, like some darker colors to it. Maybe her lipstick, or maybe make the shadow a little darker. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use another piece of paper underneath here, which will be in my top sheet again. I really like that piece. That's cool. Once that first one is finished, you can just keep going, and you can just make a bunch of these. Actually, before I start this one, do you want to come into my studio and see some previous prints? Come on this way. These are last week's. These are last week's prints. If you saw that episode 9, episode 9, those were last week. And then come on over. This is my studio, and these are 4 pieces that I did where I got the initial idea to start creating these multiple prints of Peaches Christ. That was the first one, and it got ripped up in the press, but it turned out to be my favorite. I really love these tears on it. I really want to frame it, where you can see that. So this is the same, kind of just the same technique that I was doing, just with 4 multiples, all a little bit different. So I wanted to show that last week, but we ran out of time. So come on back. Okay. A couple little pieces stuck to here, but we'll just take them off. All right, so now I'm going to add to her, and I'm going to take a little bit of stuff away as well. So I'm going to define her eye a little bit more. Give a little bit more definition to her lips too. I usually take a kind of an oily rag, but I love these lines. But you can get a little more sharpness. This kind of spread. The great thing is you can take ink away as well. Up on the plexiglass, it just wipes right away. So you can keep some of these lines that got a little blurry in the press, and then add also some sharpness. You get really neat effects. That. that nail looks crazy. So just kind of moving that ink around on there. I love the way her face turned out though. That looks really cool. I'm going to add a little bit more. I'm thinking I might want to add kind of a black background. Because that one looks really good, but I want to add a little more dark. So what I'll do is I'm going to make her nails, I think I'll make her nails like a lighter color, and then do a black background for this one. So, get this. I'll repaint her hand. And we'll put color on her nails this time. And I go over the lines a little bit too, because they do get lost. If I didn't go over the lines again, it would just get, lighter and lighter every time we printed this piece. But some of it I like to leave a little bit more gray as well. And they get more and more dimensional as you go. So I'm just kind of going back over my lines, changing them a little bit here and there. I'm going to make her lipstick a little bit more intense too. Make the shadow a little different on this one. And when we put the ink on this thick, it usually smears in a really random and cool way. Good. I'm going to arch her eyebrows a little more. The Q-tip. Kind of like real makeup techniques. Oh, I like that. It's like really making them like pointier and thinner. That's good. Okay. Let's see. Let's give her... put a little more details on her shirt. Kind of like varying the lines a bit here and there. The second one's probably going to be... they're so fun because you just don't know how they're going to turn out. Okay, so I'm going to go through with a little bit of like a little palette knife, this thing, or like it's a little spatula, the one that I cut into little strips. And I'm going to put some ink in this background here. We're going to do a dark background. And I feel like this is going to kind of define her hair a bit more, and also just be a little more dynamic. I really like when there's a lot of black ink on these prints. The color is so intense. And it's so saturated. They take probably over a week to dry. They're really oily. The ink is really thick. Okay, and then a little bit here. And the great thing too is you can save this ink if it doesn't get used. Because I did make a lot of it, and I don't think I'm going to use it all. Let's bring that line down here. Episode 10. It's crazy. It seems like we just started. And like on most reality shows, I don't do the show alone. Lena, my camera woman, she is responsible for the lighting as well and the sound. The behind the scenes work, which has taken some time to perfect. It's hard work, but she's very good at it, and she brings Tharp World to us every week. So we thank Lena. And Matt too. Let's bring it right down to, bring it right down to. Okay, let's see how that turns out. I think that's going to be pretty good. So this is going to be faster because it's the dress is going to be a kind of a confetti pattern, so it's not going to be as labor intensive as putting the checkers on. Though I think that was worth it. You can kind of go into a zone with that sort of thing. Kind of, it's like meditation, just so repetitive. Add these guys in. I see that the ink got a little thin here. Oh yeah, and we're going to give her fingernails color this time, so. Gonna put a fingernail. Let's see, what colors will we give her fingernails? How about this pink? This is a great color. I love this tissue paper. It's so cool. Like, I never get tired of these bright colors that it comes in. And it's just like regular tissue paper. It's so nice. Pink nails. Arch them. Beautiful arch. Blue eyeshadow. Oh, let me darken her eyes a little bit. Because they got a little washed out. And then get her. Oh, you know what we should do is get a little bit more mascara going for her. There we go. It's gonna be good. Okay. Let's do Let's do red again for her lipstick. And this time we'll have the shiny side facing up. Yeah, so like this. We can just tear it to fit. Don't overlap though. Tear it to fit. Okay. Little piece. Okay, now let's put the confetti on. So here it is. This is what it looks like. I cut all of these little squares. What I'm going to do is just kind of randomly turn them over because they're in random order. And I'm just going to sprinkle them on. I have no idea how they're going to come out. And there's an eye in there too. Oh, here's some more confetti. Oh my gosh. These were cut out from like a few episodes ago when I did a hot dog on the stick motif. And I had some blue and some yellow and some red paper. I don't know if you guys saw that episode, but it was me and Gal going to the mall, and his boyfriend worked at Hot Dog on a Stick. And they are actually going to be in this piece because they've made a special appearance. Oh my gosh, here they are. They're going to be sitting in the front row watching a Peaches Christ movie right here. So it looks like she's on the big screen, and they're at the movies on a date. Isn't that exciting? It's so sweet. So let's confetti her dress. Put it all around. Sprinkle throughout this magical world. Oh, it's fun. Oops. Sprinkling all of them. I love the way these papers look. Maybe I don't want to let these pieces go. Sometimes I get so attached to them. But then my home becomes completely overrun. Completely overrun with artwork. And it needs a good home. So find the kindness in your heart and give a piece of art a good home. Buy a piece of art from a local artist. It must be good karma. It just has to be. And there's so much art here. You come and visit, you'll see something that you'll want. And it'll be at a really good price, and you'll take it home and you'll put it on your wall and you'll be like, why didn't I do this sooner? Oops. Now I feel so much better because there's art in my world. And before there was no art, and now there is. I'm sure there was some, but now there's a new piece. What better thing is there to spend money on than art? I'm running out of confetti. I'm going to have to start using some of this stuff. Wow, this is going to be crazy. Uh-oh, my fingers are getting really inky now. It must be getting towards the end of the show because my fingers are getting covered in ink. Oh, you know what I almost forgot, too? Is the telephone. Okay, that's good. I didn't think I'd even use all these tiny pieces of paper, but I used most of it. That's good. I don't even know what this is going to look like. There's some of it. Oh, let's add a little bit more. Add a ink to this. I find that more is better anyway. It always looks better when it's a little bit darker and more saturated than not. Add a little more to her hair. So some of them will be lighter and some of them will be darker pieces, which is what we want. In the hair business, we call that dimension, texture. We call it pieceiness. We say it's more edgy. We say your life will be better if it's more edgy and more fun. We change lives one haircut at a time. I think Peaches changes lives one wig at a time. I've never seen her wear the same wig twice. And I know after meeting her on the internet, I mean, we've only chatted just a little bit on Instagram, but my life has been changed. Oops. I'm starting to make a mess now thinking of her. Okay, dear viewers, let's put on her powder blue old lady wig and just see what's going to happen here. So check out this color. Isn't this amazing? Look at this color. It's so pretty. A lot of people try to get their hair to be this color, and some of them achieve it, and some of them don't. Grayish blue is really popular right now. So is like light pink and all the colors that old ladies do. Just pretty much everything old ladies do is cool. And it always was, but now it's even cooler because people are noticing. Love old people. This is kind of like a Golden Girls look. It's kind of it's like the Golden Girls. This is just like the Golden Girls. What a great show that was. It's like every kid who came home after school, it was like on maybe 4 o'clock in the afternoon, around 5, after all the other shows were over, Golden Girls would come on. And it was just like having 4 grandmas in your living room every single day. It was so nice to see them. I was always so happy when that show came on. And that song, so good. So good. It's almost kind of like, her outfit actually looks kind of like something Blanche would have worn. Do you think so? It's like, it looks kind of 80s. I mean, it kind of does. Let's see. I like when my art surprises me. Like, I didn't predict it. It just happened. The Golden Girls were such good friends. Don't you guys hope that you have good friends like that when you're really old too? I know I do. I really want old lady friends. I love when they were eating cheesecake and talking and gossiping, and all of Blanche's boyfriends. That was the best. Blanche was always like sleeping with young men. She was just the best. She could just have any man that she wanted. She was a really powerful woman. They couldn't resist her charms. Stick it on. I want to make sure to get enough of this stuff on there. It's very messy work. But isn't it worth it? Oh, you know, it doesn't have to just stick to the paper. It doesn't have to just stick to the ink. I can put it everywhere. But this tissue paper is so light that if I move this thing, it's likely that it will just out. And there's a trick. I don't have any I'm just gonna risk. If you you stick your finger in some liquids and then it'll stick to the thing, but it's not recommended to lick your finger that's covered in ink because bad things might happen. But I'm sure if you just do it once or twice, bad things won't happen. Bad things. I've been at Berkeley too long, and I'm worried about toxins. All kinds of toxins just floating around. Toxins just as a general term. We don't even really know what toxins we're afraid of anymore. It's great to be a Berkeley person. Okay. Let's do a little more. It's not a day until we've got a little lavender eyebrow accentuating. And then I tear a little bit more off of here. Oh, and the blush. How could I forget? How could I forget the blush? It's so important for every woman to make sure that her cheekbones are so prominent. Oh, and her nose almost disappeared. Can you see that? Draw the teeth. That's good. I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the dark over here to kind of meet this side a bit. I kind of lost my image. I'm a little confused about where it went. So I'm just going to guess. Add a little more here. Okay. That looks pretty good. Wet my fingers. Oh, you know what we're going to do? Let's see. I'm going to put a little bit more color. Let's do pink and green. Just right here. Okay. And oh yeah. And now the wheat paste. All over her hair and makeup. All over her hair and makeup. And her face. Think of it like powder. Like beautiful matte. Gosh, Peach's face is so beautiful and matte. There's not a single line on there. It's flawless. It looks plastic. She's like a beautiful, plastic, perfect woman. I love when she looks scared too. Her expressions are so funny. You can tell I'm a fan. Okay, now all these little pieces of confetti on her dress. Sprinkling. How are we doing on time? We're going to finish it? Oh my gosh, we're going to finish it. It's always a race against time on Tharp World. I want you guys to see the magic. And I also want it to be entertaining. You can't just take all day. You want to see action. My viewers want to see action. Oh, thank you. Oh my gosh. I could not do this alone. I could not do this alone. That would have been one eye without shadow. I think I've done that before. Been distracted while putting on my makeup and then just in one eye, or just something would happen and it would... I know that's happened to me before. Those are not good days for any woman or man. Or wearing 2 different shoes, that's always fun. Or wearing your shirt inside out. These are problems a lot of artists face. And now, Gall and Robin. Uh-oh, where are we going to put them? Down here. Did you guys catch that episode where I went to the mall with Gall? If you haven't, I think it was episode 8. It was episode 8, and it was one of the funnest things I've ever done. If you have a chance, go on YouTube and watch it. We go on all kinds of adventures. We go to Hot Dog on a Stick where Robin works. And there's just, like, it's just so much shopping, so much gossip. There's a cult. George Clooney joins a cult. It got weird, is all I can say. It got weird. I need to have more guests on the show because by myself it just gets a little strange. So if you're an artist and you'd like to come on the show and we can do a collaboration together, it might be a little more healthy subject matter, perhaps not, but it gets weird when I'm by myself. Okay, let's take it on over. Very ever so gently to the press. This will be our final print of the evening, and I think it's going to be the best one. Because Gall and Robin are in it, but also because the blue wig, the blue old lady wig is just pretty great. This one might have to go home with me. It might not be for sale. Okay, let's pray. Oh my God. It was almost a disaster. It was almost a disaster. But it wasn't. Let's remove this soiled piece of paper. We don't need it. We don't need it anymore. Let's wet down this piece. My hands are all inky, but do forgive me. These are my towels from home. This is how I dry my paper. I kind of roll the towels over it, let it just hang out. You can do it so many different ways, but I like this way. I think it dries more consistently and more evenly, but I'm sure there's a million different ways to do it. This piece got a little bit too dry. The more wet the better with the chincolle, so it can stick. Everything. Okay, it's ready. Come on now, don't fold on me. Come on, paper. Scoot these guys up a little bit. We may lose some of these guys. Let's scoot them up. This is me trying to save these tiny pieces of paper. Sometimes this stuff happens. Let's just get them in there. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. I'm going to spray that down a little because I think the edge got a little dry. I don't want to lose Gall and Robin. Okay, I think it's going to be good. Good thing we have a piece of paper to put over this, because we're going to have a little bit of a mess. But this will catch all the ink that squirts out. Who's excited? This is like Peaches plays one of the Golden Girls. You know, I think they actually did a Golden Girls, like Peaches Christ did a version of Golden Girls, and I do believe. And I may be making that up because a lot of times that happens, but I think they did something like that, or they should, but I'm pretty sure they already did. So I may need some help pushing this thing through because it went all the way to the edge. So let's see if it works. Oh wait, no, it's going, it's good. Okay, the final print of the evening, and also the final print for the next 2 weeks because of my social obligations. But it may be the best etching mono print that I've ever made to celebrate our 10th episode of Tharp World. And all my dear viewers who have stuck with me the whole time, through sound, through mistakes, through technical difficulties and lights going on and off, and you know, and it getting cut off at the end sometimes as we perfected our techniques for filming the show. I do appreciate everybody for watching. And please continue to watch. CompoundArtTV.com. And if you want to see more of my work, it's at AlisonTharp.com. You can follow me on Instagram and Facebook. But I'm on Instagram more often. Place the blanket. Oh my gosh. I'm glad we have this piece of paper because it got messy. Are you ready for the reveal? Oh my gosh, how does it look? I don't even see it yet. I can't even see it, viewers. Are you freaking out at home on your couches in front of your computers? Are you jumping up and down and screaming with joy? Oh my goodness. Oh, it's beautiful. Peaches, I love her. Oh my god, look at that confetti dress. Look at that confetti dress. It's crazy. I want it, don't you? I want it. I'm going to go and find it. I'm going to manifest it with positive thought. I'm going to make a vision board, and I'm going to get this dress somehow. I'm going to make a vision board about this dress, and I will be wearing it in 2 weeks with my positive thinking. Maybe. Oh, God, it's gorgeous. So pretty. And that is about all we have time for. I wish I could just keep printing. Maybe we'll do a marathon where I just print for 4 hours and you can just watch a 4-hour episode of Tharp World with, just get out some popcorn, have some friends over, and just watch Tharp for hours and hours. You can do that on YouTube. You can have your own marathon. But in the meantime, you can just be content with the hour-long episodes. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a pleasure. It always is. I so appreciate you watching Tharp World. Please check out the Compound Gallery website for all the fun activities that are happening and all the beautiful art openings, and check out the other work here. The artists are so talented. Come by and say hi to us here at the Compound. Until next week, or not next week, in 2 weeks, I will be back with an even larger print. I'm going to be doing even larger prints in 2 weeks. So in the meantime, just sit tight, watch your reruns, and join me next time on Tharp World. Bye, everybody.